I live in like an apartment like with my dad as well. So like the staff of the building, like the security guards, they can't leave the building. So they have to sleep in the function rooms.
The health system is very, very poor here. So when we heard about this, we were really worried because we know that the country was not ready for this.
Like, to be honest with you, I'm more scared of the racist anti-Asian attacks and harassment out going on out there than the virus itself. I feel like I have a bigger chance of getting beaten up on the street than getting the virus. Well, I first heard about it like early January because I'm from Hong Kong. The first case like emerged in sometime like sometime in January, I think. But it was a big thing in like, the Chinese area in Asia, which includes Hong Kong, and my parents were super worried. And I was also very worried about them.
I was at my uni flat, in a different city, and I just remember like getting progressively worse over the days, and then mum and dad were like ringing every day, and they were like, we think you should probably come home now, like we're gonna go into lockdown probably.
I was in my host family's house in my bedroom. I believe it was February 24th, exactly. And I was actually literally in the middle of booking my spring break when at midnight they send us an email basically telling us, due to the coronavirus outbreak in Milan, they strongly suggest we all basically pack up and run for the hills.
There was so much news about corona like happening everywhere, but then you didn't think it would affect you. But then when the school started kicking people out and like paying for flight tickets, I was like, okay, maybe this is a bit serious.
Bolsonaro said that it's just a flu and he's not taking it seriously, and he thinks that businesses should open again. So people are like, oh, if the president says it's fine, then it's probably fine. A lot of coastal cities have closed their borders because they were worried that people would want to go to their beach houses while this was happening, or that they would like take advantages of empty beaches.
There aren't any restrictions. Like, honestly, everyone's like going out normally. I felt like I was the only one. Like, very few people are actually locking themselves up. We only have like a national curfew. The curfew is getting fewer. Like, the hours that we're allowed to go out is more every week.
There's like a community-wide quarantine right now in the Philippines. There's also like a lot of checkpoints between certain districts. So like if you want to leave like other areas, you can't just like go. You need to get like a permit. It has to be like a reason. It's been so weird.
They don't really know how many cases there are. I mean, on the news, sometimes they say that per day there's 3 more cases, but then the next day there's 29 more cases. So it doesn't add up. There's a lack of test kits and ventilators as well. Then our death rate is much higher because even though there's lower cases of coronavirus, they're not being taken care of, so people are dying.
There's a high majority of people, of Egyptians, that are not educated enough to like be aware of how important this is. You can't just get tested if you feel like you have the virus. You have to show all symptoms, and they have to be severe as well. And also it's very expensive, so not everyone would be able to afford it.
Family stuff has been canceled, so like I'm Christian, so like Easter, which is like, who cancels Easter?
Everyone's so sad this year because a very important part of Ramadan, especially culturally, is the fact that people always like they gather together. Mosques right now are officially on lockdown. Like, you can't go there.
I can't think about the whole situation. That's my problem. And I'm like, I'm fine to hear about it, but like I don't check any of the stats myself because it stresses me out. So I just kind of pretend it's not happening.
Now, like, there is a huge uncertainty of not knowing when, like, I will go back to the US, when my life will go back to normal.
I had to make a decision if I was going to have this trimester online as well or not, and I decided not to because it was just not working out for my mental health in general, I guess.
Not having the whole like social dynamic of like talking in class is so strange, especially like in our classes like in NYU, where it's a big deal to like exchange ideas and like talk it out. It's been weird. It's like not going to school, you know?
The problem is it's no one's fault.
I really like how we have taken this, and instead of talking about the government and how they're not doing anything, we have taken a different perspective now, and we're not like waiting for the government to do something anymore.
The whole of New Zealand pretty much just said put teddy bears in your windows, or like make teddy bears do weird things. And so people just like really ran with it, and like, you know, people are like hanging teddy bears out of their letterboxes, so when the kids go for their one like daily walk, they like spot all the new teddy bears and stuff, which is pretty cute.
Wow, so at 7 p.m. every day in New York, people are like, you know, cheering those essential workers up, and that's really been one of like the highlights of my day. I open my window and like the entire neighborhood in the West Village is on fire. Even though like I don't know these people, but I feel like it's really, you know, people are really connected and trying to cheer these people up and saying thank you to these essential workers that are still putting their life on risk.
Maybe for like a lot of us, like me included especially, we get to just chill and like do fun things at home and like spend time with family, but also like check your privilege at the same time, you know? Not everyone is chilling at home.
Keep doing what you're doing. It may not seem like it has a big consequence, but it makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
And let's hope this will be over soon.